evening, everyone, and welcome once again to Friday Night Frenzy, presented by the Venice Pub and Pizzeria of Ishpeming. I am Jerry Taylor. The boys' basketball season ends 1 week from tonight. You would have thought the playoffs were already here tonight in Delta County. Rivals Escanaba and Gladstone played to the final seconds in this one. First quarter action, Sam Molnar bringing the ball up the floor, and he doodles his way all the way to the rack for two and in with his left hand. However, Gladstone led by 3 on the other end. Check out Ben Schwabach driving to the basket, just throws it up, and Schwabach gets the ridiculous shot to go. Tracy Hudson's team couldn't buy a shot in the opening 8 minutes. The Eskimos would get a few things going in the second. Jacob Rodman off balance, absorbs the contact, floats it, and fills it. His team down 5. Time winding down in the first half. Tyler Wells, a couple of crossovers. He goes straight down Main Street for the layup. We stay with the play in for good reason. The ball inbounded quickly. Tyler Skufka from near half court. He gets it to go at the halftime buzzer. That gave Escanaba some momentum going into halftime. This one, a nail-biter in the end. Gladstone wins it 51-50. Tyler Wells had the game-winning bucket for the Braves. To the scores, number 1 Iron Mountain won at Menomonie by 19 points. Nagani also won big on the road in Norway. The Model Towners knocked off the Cougars in Eben 67-48, and everyone scored for Munising as the Mustangs beat Manistique. At Westwood High School, the Patriots played host to the Holton Gremlins. We pick up the action in the second quarter. Mitch Messing throws up the shot, no good. Ryan Stanaway gets the putback. Westwood up by 3. Midway through the third, Nate Gockebach puts it up, gets his own miss, and gets the second shot fadeaway style to go, cutting the deficit to single digits. But the Patriots respond, going inside, then outside to Luke Gray. His shot goes in, then out, then in again. 3 of his 17 on the night. Holton would answer back on the big man. It's Brad Otonen showing off his touch from downtown. The Gremlins cut into the deficit once again. But Westwood, too much tonight as Connor Halen hits the mid-range J. The Patriots defeat the Gremlins 60-51. In other Copper Country action, it was Hancock over West Iron County 46-31. The Lakes are now 19-0 after a big win at Calumet. Chassell defeated Dollar Bay 68-65, and it was Jeffers over Ontonagon 58-38. Let's go to Baraga, where Spirit Week wrapped up with the home game against Watersmeet. Austin Smith didn't want to let his fans down. He rattles home the J for a 6-point lead as both coaches watched intently from the sideline. For the Nimrods, I love that nickname, Rondell McKinney pulls up from downtown and he buries it, cutting the deficit back to 5. Brendan Varleen makes the mid-range jumper for the Vikings. Brendan had a game-high 27 points, and the long twos just kept falling down for Baraga. Austin Smith hits yet another one, and the fans in the stands were having fun too. The Nimrods kept pace all night long. Ethan McGeshik drives to the window and puts it in. However, the night belonged to the host Vikings. Baraga goes on to win it 57-43 over Watersmeet. Back to the boards, Damian Richmond had 24 points and 14 boards as the Wolverines defeated the Hawks 50-46. Hunter Schultz scored 22 points for Republic Michigami in that one. I believe he made 6 3-pointers and was 8 of 10 from the field. Forest Park in overtime just slipped by Cardenado 58-54. Everyone scored for North Dickinson as they beat Rapid River, and the duo of Jason Whitens and Dawson Bilski combined for 53 as the Jets remain undefeated. The girls' basketball regular season ended tonight. Marquette was at home taking on GNC foe Menomonie. Third quarter, the Radettes in complete control of this one. Therese Leedy for 3. She knocks it down off the feed from Hunter Videla. More from Marquette. Videla gets her shot blocked by Amanda Simmons. Shayla Hubner alertly comes up with it and gets it back to Videla for the easy lay-in. Menomonie had a hard time slowing down the Radettes in this one. Hunter Videla not done yet in her final home game. Gets the pass back quickly from Lizzie Kareen for another Marquette Redette hoop. Menomonie didn't have a ton of luck on the offensive end. Amanda Simmons, though, from the near wing, gets the shot to go. But Marquette wins it tonight 53-32. The Radettes finished the regular season 20-0 for the 10th time in school history. Just a couple of other girls' games to talk about. Stevenson picked up a win at home against Big Bay Nanock by 30, 58-28. And Dollar Bay defeated Lakeland and Hubble in overtime by 4 points, 47-43. To the final basketball highlight of the night. Girls hoops, why not? Westwood at Gwyn, game on. First quarter, the Miletowners feeling it from downtown. Jordan Hutchins drains the triple for a 6-0 Gwyn lead. Hutchins wasn't done yet either. A little later from near the same spot on the floor, Hutchins knocks down another 3-ball as the Miletowners raced out to a 9-0 lead. Then Gwyn went down low. Ellie Olsen couldn't get the bucket to go, but there was Tori Lauren for 2 of her 16 points in the game. Westwood had a hard time making buckets in the first half. Gabby Hebert, though, drives and lays it in off the glass for 2. Back to Gwyn, Ellie Olsen comes up with the steal, and she would cut her way through most of the Westwood D for the tough basket. Ellie Olsen and company win it, 54-39. And guess what? We've reached halftime here on Friday Night Frenzy, and we're far from being done. Next up, we begin a little college hockey and some wrestling. Why not? Straight ahead of the Frenzy right here on the UP Sports Authority, ABC 10. And welcome back to Friday Night Frenzy, once again presented by the Venice Pub and Pizzeria of Ishpeming. With 2 weekends of college hockey left to go, very little has been decided in the WCHA standings. Michigan Tech and Minnesota State will host a playoff series in 2 weeks' time, while Northern Michigan is in a dead heat with Bemidji State for the 4th and final spot for home ice. We were hoping to have highlights from Mankato tonight, but that just did not happen. Number 3 Michigan Tech and number 2 Minnesota State played to a 1-1 tie. Reed Sturos had the lone goal of the game for the Huskies. Jamie Phillips was sensational in net, stopping a career-high 43 shots, so the Mavs remain in first place in the conference standings by a single point. Again, the 2 teams will play again tomorrow night. In Marquette, the enemy Wildcats took on rival Lake State with the Capo Cup on the line. First period, the Lakers on the move. Garrett Clement gets a shot on goal. Michael Doan makes one of his 15 saves in the opening period. Back the other way we go. Reed Seckel across the ice to Shane Suth, who leaves it for Seckel. The shot goes off the iron and in. Seckel scores his 3rd goal in 2 games. 1-0 Cats. On the very next shift, Seckel skates into the corner, and he would be upended here by Aiden Wright. That had to hurt just a little bit, I'm willing to guess. The Cats kept the pressure in the Lakers zone. Kona Dare with a beautiful chance in close, but Gordon Dayfield, the freshman, denies Adair on that attempt. Go figure that Northern scored 4 goals after I left the game. They get the 5-0 win tonight over the Lakers. Michael Doan gets the shutout. The team with Northern Michigan in the standings, right with them, I should say, Bemidji State, held on for a 2-1 win at Ferris State, so the Beavers and Wildcats remain tied in the conference standings for that 4th and final home ice spot. And Alaska tonight won at Alabama Huntsville 4-2, the final in that one. The Norway Knights were back in the Division IV Team Wrestling State quarterfinals for a 3rd straight year today, taking on Hudson. The Tigers had won 5 state titles in the last 6 years. Norway fell early in the hole, 24-0, when Cole Gonzalez went to work in the 140-pound contest against Nick Welch. Gonzalez put Welch in a crossface tilt, which enabled him to get the win and get the Knights on the scoreboard. At 160 pounds, Norway's Tanner Gonzalez looked to be in a lot of trouble, but Tanner stays calm, lifting Hudson's Clayton Brockway and taking him to the mat for a takedown and near fall. He got 5 points there, and Gonzalez won his match by a final of 9-2. Next up, at 171 pounds, Norway's Taylor Bonetti has Jared Waters in a world of pain. Bonetti puts Waters in a cradle, getting the pin 45 seconds into the match, but Hudson wins it 59-15, moving on to the state semifinals tomorrow afternoon. And that's going to do it for this edition of Friday Night Frenzy. The Finlandia softball team begins its season tomorrow morning at the Superior Dome. The Lions will be there all weekend long. The Finlandia women's basketball team is the #1 seed in the Great Southern Athletic Conference Tournament, which begins tomorrow at 4 p.m. There's more college hockey in Marquette and Mankato, plus the NCAA Nordic Skiing Regionals are this weekend at the Alqual Recreation Area in Ishpeming. Enjoy the weekend in sports. Jimmy Kimmel is next. Have a great weekend, everyone. Good night.